Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids. We are on the Raid Shadow Legends test server. Thank you to Plarian for letting me on as always. Actually, as part of the content creator program as well, I do get some giveaways to do every month. We're coming up to the big giveaway this month, so actually stay tuned on my Discord channel. You can find the link to my Discord in the description down below. I might put up like a community post as well when that goes up, so you guys could hopefully win something over Christmas. I just gotta check all the details for that. I'll probably try to set it up today after this video goes live. But today, what am I doing? We are checking out Georgid the Breaker. I actually recorded a video on this guy already last week when I was sick, and then I wasn't feeling up to it, so I didn't end up publishing the video. And I said, you know what? Instead of publishing an old video, let's just redo it now, a week wiser and older. So why not, right? So that's what we're doing. Georgid the Breaker, though, what are we doing with this guy? Well, I think the most exciting thing about him has got to be his passive. And actually, let me mention why I'm even doing a video on him in the first place as well, which is he is coming as a 10x champion during 2x voids for Christmas. And again, unless you're in a position like where you're late game, like I am, and you're able to, save up a lot of voids, just not summon your voids ever because you got the epics you need, right? And you can save up for potentially guaranteed champions. Guaranteed champions have been pretty hit or miss with voids, to be honest with you. It's a very reasonable time, very reasonable to pull during a 2x. That is what most people should do. I'm talking about free-to-play, low-spend players here. That is what you should do to maximize your chance of those void epics, which are game-changing. If you've seen Godseeker, I did a video on her as well in the new dungeon, right? Void epics are a really big deal. So 2x is the way to go. So hopefully some of you pulling might get lucky and might get Georgid, because I think he's very good, right? His passive is where it's at. Crack any shell. 50% chance for this champion to ignore 50% of the target's defense from each hit placed by this champion's skills. Now, why that is so exciting? Well, if we couple that with the Savage set, we're already ignoring 25%. That pushes us up to a 75% defense ignore. We throw in another roll of the dice, but you throw in Helm Smasher. Another 50-50 to ignore another 25%. And if these dice rolls line up correctly, he can potentially ignore 100% of the target's defense. He's going to hit just insanely hard. So this skill is amazing. It is quite random, right? His A3 then is also super cool. 3-turn cooldown, single target attack, and an extra turn in there if he kills an enemy. This ignores Strengthen, Stone Skin, Unkillable, Block Damage, Increased Defense, Ally Protection, and Shield. This ignores basically all of the defensive buffs in the entire game. It's nuts. And the fun thing about this, as we know from testing Eilil does not ignore shields, right? Which meant that Eilil, when it came to killing enemies protected by Necret, the shield would really get in his way. And especially with Stone Skin, when Eilil, if you look at his kit, it says he ignores Stone Skin, right? What we actually found out from testing is he ignores the damage reduction that you get from Stone Skin, but he still hits the Stone Skin shield, which apparently is a different thing. Georgid, I know because I tested it already, Georgid seems to ignore both. So he will actually properly ignore Stone Skin. Hooray, it actually does what you think it should do. Actually intuitive, amazing. His A2 is his AoE attack. It does have a turn meter deplete by 30%. That cannot be resisted. Pretty good. And then it gives him unkillable for a turn if he kills an enemy. So that will help him stay strong. So I think it's an interesting question in terms of how you set up his AI in Arena. Do you want him to open with the AoE smack? Then come in round 2 when maybe a couple of the enemy team are maybe survived. He comes in, one-shots one of them extra turn and does his single target A1. Or do you open with the A3, try finish somebody off, then go in with your AoE as well? I'm not sure. That's something we can test out today. His A1, as you can see, it is a double hitter that has a chance of repeating the attack. So this can potentially, if it procs, do a crazy amount of damage. How have I built him? How are his stats? Well, as we see here, 63% crit damage, 1600 attack. This guy is going to clap. He's got damage stats to nuke. He actually has pretty good speed at 103. He's very good as well. But his defensive stats are terrible. So I think that's the problem, especially for late game Arena. I can tell you that right now, straight up front, guys. I think it's going to be difficult late game if you don't have Georgid the Great to keep this guy alive. It's going to be very hard. Like, I've got a Baron, right? I barely use the Baron because it's so difficult to keep Baron alive without a Georgid. But anyway, I just don't have that many good protection champions to keep him alive. Like, I don't have a Duchess or an Ursaga or anything sort of like that. And Georgid, the big one. But anyway, whatever. What I've done, we've put him in Savage, no surprise. Crit damage as well, just to up his damage. You could put him in whatever you want. Cruel to make the ignore defense more consistent would be ideal. I just didn't have any good Cruel gear lying around here on the test server at the moment. And yeah, straightforward stuff. Pop him in, crit damage, gloves, right? Attack percent, chest, attack percent, boots. And we're going to be looking for crit damage, attack percent, crit rate, all that sort of stuff. A bit of speed, doesn't go awry. We've got a few speed rolls here. Attack ring. We're going to have a crit damage neck. We could actually glyph this. Hang on, with a bit more attack. Here we go. Look at this. I mean, slacking. Oh my god, poor Georgid. He was low on attack. Now he's happy. And an attack banner, of course, as well, with lots of attack percent. Huzzah! And that brings his total stats, guys, to 7.1k attack, 171 speed, 100% crit rate, and 281% crit damage. This guy is built to hit like a truck. For his masteries, we've gone for pretty typical nuking stuff, so grabbing some of the defense tree, because why not? I don't think it really matters. He's just going to die when he gets a stiff breeze is going to kill him, but still. We're going to give him this stuff. He does mostly ignore shield, at least with his big single target hit, but it's still good to grab. We don't definitely want the bonus damage for the first hit on each enemy, more damage to enemies that are crowd controlled, more damage for debuffs on him, more damage when he kills people, and of course Helm Smasher, which stacks so well with his passive. More damage to targets low health and targets at higher max HP, which is basically everyone. First of all, throw him into a dungeon and let's just see his animation, see how he does. So put together this team fairly straightforward. We've got Arbiter, we've got Lydia, we've got Nishak, the fusion champion, we've got a Renegade to do some turn meter resets, and that is basically what we're doing. We've locked out Renegade's reset until wave 2 to hopefully get us through these waves a bit faster. So we've increased attack. Here he goes in, March of Tin. Boom, and that's a massive hit. He's killed one of them already, and he brings a lot of this wave low. Bearing in mind this is stage 25, that's an absolutely colossal hit. He really does hit hard. He's coming around again. Here he goes. Any second now. Bam, 400,000. He takes the extra turn. He goes in. He actually didn't hit that hard on his A1. I have to assume that we probably got doubly unlucky there, and we missed both the Helm Smasher and probably his passive proc as well, I would think, because it didn't do much damage. So there is that randomness for sure. There is that randomness. And Nishak finished off the wave. Let's see how he does wave 2. He's going to be doing, I think, the same thing. Yeah, I've been set up to do his A2, and my goodness, look how hard he hits wave 2. Some of that's that bonus damage coming in from the masteries. He secured a few kills. He's got himself that bonus damage. And boom, Nishak finishes it off. So 1 minute. We are to the boss here of stage 25. And yeah, right, we'll see. How does he do against this boss? We got a lot of bombs up here. He goes in, big hit, 187k on the AoE against the boss. That heal reduction is actually quite annoying. Okay, luckily we get decreased defense. Oh, the weaken didn't go on. Oh no, sorry, weaken was already on, my bad. So we have decreased defense. We got weaken on the boss. Poison sensitivity is probably not the worst thing. What's he gonna do? So I don't have any preset set up for him here. He does. Oh, look at that. He goes into his single target. 440 something thousand. I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like that 258 on his AoE. I feel like that has got to be pretty close to the max damage, right? Because you can't do more than 10% of the boss's health in a single hit here. He's got to be pretty close to it. He should be going in with the A1 now. There he goes in. Look at that. You can see the different damage between the two procs. One of them was like 70k. The other hit was 160. That is the dice roll difference that you have with this champion. He's not going to be consistently hitting ridiculously hard. Well, this A3, let's see how hard he's going to hit. Will he do 400k again? Can we do it another time? Yeah, okay. Didn't hit as hard this time. He might not have had increased attack, but 267k is still very impressive. The boss should go down, I think, when he takes a turn to the poisons. And 2 minutes and 29 seconds. And Georgid, he's actually top damage, which did surprise me. I thought Nishak would beat him. I thought Nishak would beat him, but I think Georgid was hogging the damage on the waves. There's only so much damage on those waves to go around. But yeah, look at that. Very impressive. He really pumps it out. 2 minutes, 30 seconds. these are fairly... Obviously, it takes you quite a while to get both Arbiter and Lydia. You got to be lucky to get that extremely lucky to get Georgid. But if you've been playing for a while now and you happen to pull Georgid during the Christmas fusion, this sort of team, it's, Georgid's got pretty crazy gear, to be fair, but my gear's not at the level of the whales and the krakens, right? It's something accessible that you could potentially look at for a good sort of decent speed farm. Right, there you go. Let me throw together an arena team. I actually haven't prepared. I don't know if I prepared a preset. I think I did. Let me double check. Let's see. I haven't been on the test server in a few days. All right, cool. So what I found difficult was coming into it, like we could maybe attack this team. What I do find hard with Nisha, with Georgid here, is how to keep him alive, right? That is the puzzle. How do we keep him alive end game without some of these best protection champions? I feel like that's not going to be a problem for most people. Like, let me see if I can find a more typical team. Oh, there's not that many very typical teams, is there? But like against most enemies, right? You just go in, you can outspeed them, and in your speed team, he's just going to nuke and he's going to blow them up. Against these guys, it's not really going to work. We could try against these guys. The problem late game is that they could come in with a ton of reaction. Let's try this one. Let's try it. They could come in with a ton of reaction gear, and he's not going to be able to one-shot. So let's see. I'm going to increase attack. My speed tune is kind of wonky. We're going to stun some of them. We get a hit in from him, which is annoying. Okay. Let's strip off their passives, mostly to turn off Valkyrie. All right, that will do. Let's actually hit her because we do want to kill the Duchess. Interestingly now, right, we know we could go in and we could kill Valkyrie, which is perhaps not a terrible idea because she has taken a turn. Same with Lydia. In fact, she's locked out of her passive. Let's kill the Valkyrie. Boom, 63k, did kill her, no problem. And then he's got to go in with the AoE. Bam, look at that damage. Massive damage. He did one-shot them. So this guy, he didn't have reaction, or he's unlucky. The reaction didn't proc. But this is a problem late game with the speed team. Like when you're going to go first, is that they can stop it with reaction, with stone skin. And then like a Duchess can sort of pick them back up. So let's actually see it against, for example, this team. I would think will run into this is Mithrala, which is another kettle of fish entirely. We could try it against Hell Hades. We could try it against this one. This one, 422k power. Yeah, this seems like a good example. Oh no, it's got a Mithrala as well. Hell Hades didn't. Let's go against this. Right, so go second type team. Actually, we're gonna have a problem if he is slower. I think maybe it was just, yeah, okay. We were thrown off by Valkyrie. So Romantu does go first. He turns off their passives, which is going to hopefully save us. We get the stun in. That's going to help. We could see one reaction proc right there. What do we open up with now? Let's see if we can one-shot Cupidus, shall we? We're going to ignore the ally protection. We're going to ignore the shield. So let's see what we can do. Boom, he goes in, 158k, and he just picks him off. That's actually extremely impressive. Wow, oh my god, look at that damage. Well, okay. This is way more impressive than I thought he was going to be. I'm going to be honest. I thought he'd be good, but I didn't realize he'd be that good. That's actually nuts. And then he goes in, wow, 63k, and the one hit of the A1. Georgid has ripped them apart. I'm going to have to reevaluate, man. This is actually so impressive. It's nuts. This is actually nuts. It's difficult to build a go secondy sort of team, isn't it? We could try again. We could try against these guys, sure. The issue here is the Mithrala, so I'm not sure what we're gonna do. Let's just try it. Let's just try it. So let's see it right here. We might as well try to strip this stuff. Okay, we blocked her passive. That's actually quite good. We'll try for 3%. Wow, we got a 3% stun on Mithrala. We will take it. Right, let's see what we can do. So obviously, Ultimate Death Knight, we didn't turn his passive off. He is going to redirect our single target hits. Will we give it a go, guys? Can he one-shot Ultimate Death Knight? Almost, though. Reaction came in, turned the crit into normal damage. We still did 40k, But that is going to be a problem with this sort of speed team. We're very squishy as well. So this is, let's be honest, it's just going to be an issue for us. I mean, we can do this A2. I think Baron is just going to one-shot us, and there's not much that we can do, unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunately not. Boom. Okay, he's lived. That's actually quite decent. I didn't expect that. Baron is not super well geared, so he survived. Georgid survived because of Goffred, who was a previous guaranteed. So yeah, I think we definitely go in with the March of Tin. Wow, he absolutely slams him, gives himself unkillable. Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is a great champ. he's turning out better than I thought he was going to be. I'm going to be completely honest. Better than I expected. Let's turn off his passive, though I don't know if it... Well, it does matter. It's going to make him more tanky. Just going with your A1. Let's come back around to Georgid here. Yeah, Georgid, I think this guy is actually super good. Super good. Right, boost his attack. Georgid, let's see what you got. He's got decreased attack on. How hard is he going to hit? 300k with decreased attack. He just hits so hard. Downsides, of course. Downsides are going to be squishiness is the problem. You see what he can do when he works well. But that's just something to consider, right? Building a go-first team, you got to be really careful when you're going up against these slower teams of reaction, of stone skin, of that stuff messing you up. But man, like, he just does so much damage. He just hits so hard. He totally ignores the stone skin if they don't have reaction, which, you know, apart from like the top players of the game, most people are not going to be able to put much reaction on. Like, he can totally just kill that ultimate Death Knight if he doesn't proc reaction. He's going to kill him, especially if he procs. If he procs this, he's going to kill him in one hit, no problem. He can do up to like 600k he was probably going to hit right there. It's insane. He can keep himself alive. It's pretty nuts. And then if you want to use him in like a more advanced, slower team, I can't really show that, but I think you go in with Nekret and you use Nekret to protect, basically, right? Nekret comes in, he protects him, ally protection, the big shield, block debuffs, the strengthen, and Nekret can keep him up there. Wow, I'm glad I redid this video. Yeah, I'm glad I redid. I guess I just got some bad luck the first time because I came away thinking like, this guy's really solid, he's great, but not super insane. Whereas today I'm walking away going like, man, this guy is super insane. If you want someone to smack, he just hits so hard. And I think the difference between him and Baron, to touch on that, the difference between him and Baron is Baron's got the one shot, right? He's got Sky Piercer, and that's it. Now, Baron's perhaps going to be more consistent. It's a more consistent nuke. It doesn't have the dice roll, but once Sky Piercer's gone off, he can do some crazy stuff with his splash damage, but again, it's a bit more inconsistent. He's got the 4-turn cooldown on Sky Piercer. The nice thing about Georgid is he comes in, he's got the whole single target nuke, which is very useful against those Nekrets. Pretty much hard counters it, apart from reaction. Very strong. His A1 can clap if he gets the extra turn. He has the unkillable thing, which is nice. He has the extra turn. He has a lot of threat in there, a lot of threat, and shorter cooldowns. So yeah, I think in terms of just raw nuking damage, like, forget Trunda, probably even forget Baron. I think Georgid, the Breaker, he's the new best in class. So there you go. Wow. Yeah, I was kind of expecting to come into this and say like, hey, he's pretty good, but if you got a Baron, wouldn't be too pushed. But honestly, this guy, I feel like he would replace your Baron. I think he's the new hotness. There you go, guys. Georgid the Breaker. Were you as impressed as I was? Let me know. I'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.